First, we're going to start with the Student Leader of the Year. And the person who nominated is Professor Ted Clark. Professor Ted Clark, you have 2 minutes to start as of this second.
That barely gives me enough time to tell you how I met Fiona, but I guess I'm going to tell you very quickly. Fiona attended a workshop that we had at Trump's Golf Club down in Westchester, and she fainted at it. And I thought, well, you know, that's just an indication of how the quality of workshops that we offer at the AMA really impress students. But in truth, you know, it was interesting because I just have to tell you that, you know, the president and the executive officer at the time just leaped into action of the AMA, and, you know, they elevated her feet and put a pillow under her head and, you know, and then covered her up. And, you know, the only thing we didn't have, you know, at that time was Donald Trump there to be really awed by the fact that, you know, we were so intrigued by the idea of being at that golf course. But, you know, I called Hadi up and said, what should I do at this point? He said, well, you know, follow the ambulance. So I chased the ambulance all the way to the hospital because we had to take her there. And then the first person she saw when she woke up out of her coma, well, she didn't really have a coma, but, you know, it was me. And then, you know, so I drove home with her, and I was so impressed by her because it was an hour drive. I have never heard anyone so impassioned about student organizations. Now, I'm going to quickly read just a few of her accomplishments, and hopefully I can embellish on what it really means. She's been in the American Marketing Association for several years. She joined the AMA in fall of 2008 and is currently serving as president of the AMA. And I think what I want you to understand is that that's terrific, but she also served as the president of JamAsia. She also served as the president of the Dean's Student Advisory Board. In the professional field, when you hear someone say, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person, you don't normally think of students in that sense, but I think of her in that sense because she is incredibly busy. She still manages to get things done. In the last 2 years, the American Marketing Association has gone down to New Orleans to compete on an international basis. And I know I have some students and some alums who are you know, certainly have been part of that American Marketing Association. So you have to understand what she's been able to accomplish. It took us 3 years to achieve a position of being one of the 16 best chapters in the country. Now you may say, what does that really mean? Well, there's 400 chapters, and they come from Hawaii and as far away as Puerto Rico and the 51st state, Canada. So what happens is that we have to compete against all these chapters. Usually only about 140 or 150 of them are vetted forward who are good enough to compete on the strategic marketing plan and report. And 3 years ago, or 2 years ago rather, we won a silver award, which made us one of the best 8 chapters in the country. And who do we get nudged out by? That little school called Wharton in Pennsylvania. And so sometimes we agree that it wasn't so much about, you know, how you play the game, but who you play the game with. And she was responsible for leading us to that particular accomplishment. This year we went back and wound up in the top 16 again. Again, one of the smallest schools in the country to do this, and only the second school in the state of New York, given all the colleges we have, we were able to come back to the top 16. The college recognized us this year for student activities. They gave us 3 awards out of the 6 that they granted. And then, to top it all off, the AMA board, led by Fiona, went to the business plan contest and came in first. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's a point when you say to yourself, this is not about luck, this is about leadership. And this young lady has managed to develop some incredible leadership skills. And I just happen to be lucky enough to be the faculty advisor for the organization that she heads. So talk about raises. Is there any chance that we can work something out through this way? No. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let me just bring up.
No.
You'll bring Fiona up? Okay. Fiona, thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Before we get to the next part, I just want to let you know each inductee will receive a plaque like this we take home from our president. We have a plaque like this. She's going to be on School of Business Hall of Fame, which means that every morning when I go to work, I first bow in front of them before I go to my office.
They think you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. As a matter of fact, one time I mentioned that to Nina Smiley, and she said, next time you bow in front of me, watch, I'm going to wink at you. So I'm not kidding. So, but this one stays with us. You take a picture with them later. But we'll have it there. And of course, we have some gifts for you there. But unfortunately, Fiona's family could not join us because they're also joining for other events. But yesterday, as I mentioned, we have a business plan contest. We had 9 teams competing, and judges were all from business community. And Fiona's team did an excellent job and won the championship. So at this time, what I like to do is first get Fiona's teammates to come forward here. Eddie, Joe, Maria. Wait, come stay here. Stay this way. Okay, that's good now. And they worked day and night since what, fall semester almost?
Yeah.
Before fall semester starts. I went to New Orleans with them when they competed in New Orleans. As a matter of fact, they all made a presentation. I attended every single presentation. I fully understand I'm biased toward them because they're my kids in the school. But honestly, they did better than any other college presentation I went to. Ladies and gentlemen, let's call on Fiona Lee, Student Leader of the Year. Please come on forward.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, and President Christian and Provost Torsney. I saw her around. We're here. I would like to take this opportunity right now, since I've been with Professor Ted Clark for 3 years, to, roast him. I'm just kidding, because Professor Clark is a great man. Not only is he my advisor for my academics and the American Marketing Association, he is my mentor, and he's like a grandfather to me. Sorry. But if he did not, what he tells everybody, save my life that day when I fainted, I would not have met Professor Clark. And if it wasn't for him and his encouragement throughout these years, I would not have achieved any of my accomplishments in the past 4 years. And now for Dean Hadi Salavitabar, the father of the school business. He has been supportive of me throughout my college career. And he's a wonderful dean who would do anything for his students. And although he said he's not biased, I think he really is. But I'm so happy he's my dean because I wouldn't trade him for anybody else. So thank you, Hadi. As for the rest of the school business staff, and I will name all of them, Debbie, Tony, Danielle, Aaron, Rendesia, Doria, Kristen Daly, you guys are awesome. The time I spent with you guys at the main office will be forever memorable. So thank you for inviting me into the school business family. They're all the way over there. And I remember 4 years ago, I was checking my mail, waiting for my acceptance letter to SUNY New Paltz, and how happy I was when I got in. And this is all thanks to the Education Opportunity Program and Tony Bonilla, the director of EOP, and as well as Christine Featherson, my academic advisor for EOP. That acceptance letter got me to where I am right now. And being a part of the American Marketing Association and the Dean Student Advisory Board has been delightful. My board really taught me a lot and how to become a good leader and to have good patience. Thank you, Eddie Monroy, my right-hand man and future president of the American Marketing Association, and the rest of the executive board, Ashley, Mike, and Joe and Maria, and as well as the rest of the executive board for Dean Student Advisory Board. Thank you. And just this year, I was honored to become a mentor to a first-year student who is a business student, and that would be Erica Vaccaro. Not only was I able to encourage her, but she taught me a lot as well. And I hope that this smart, striving girl will one day send me her invitation to her Hall of Fame. And I would like to thank my family who can't be here today, unfortunately, but for they brought me to America at the age of 5 with the hopes that I will achieve success. And I did it, Ma. I did it. And last but not least, my 3 best friends. I've met them freshman year, and throughout these years, they heard me complaining and whining about how hard school was. And throughout all of that, they stood by me and motivated me to get to where I am today. So thank you so much, and 2 of them can't be here today, but Albert Hoare, Nikisha Walters, and Colin Morrell. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed the evening.